me, it's touching my shoe. It's a new shoe.
That's how you can tell the tourists, man. They don't react well. I saw this freak walk on. This guy had a hunchback. He was ringing a bell. He had a mole the size and shape of a breast hanging off the side of his face. A little afro on the end of the mole, you know. Yeah, one of those freaks you can't get away from. Excuse me, do you have a time? I'm not a freak. The shoes made me this way. Ding, ding. All the tourists are like, oh my God, there's no place like home. There's no place like home. Why does everybody look like a dead possum? I couldn't afford anything either, man. That was crazy. My roommate was a ballet dancer, and it was embarrassing. If you know ballet dancers, everything they do, they move like a dancer, and it's obvious that they're a dancer. But she was amazed every time someone could tell, and it was really embarrassing. We'd be in the supermarket, she's like, what's that, mustard down line? Thank you. Oh my God, how could you tell I was a dancer? Are you like psychic? It got so bad I started having a nightmare where we got in a spin-out car crash and she was driving. It was like... It's crazy, man. Couldn't afford anything. The only place I could afford was a 99-cent store. I'd go in hoping they had everything I needed. You know, I'd be like, yeah, you have a couch? I got these imitation Air Jordans from there once. I think they called them Air Ralphs. Sneakers are supposed to wear out. These suckers broke. You know the little air cushions at the bottom? They popped while I was jogging. It was like a blowout on the sidewalk. I'm like, hey, how you doing? Yeah, new shoes. There were skid marks. I'm like, I hit a kid. You should wear your helmet. Now, I didn't realize, but every time I stepped on a shoe, the air was going in and out of the air cushion. It sounded like my feet were breathing. It was like... I didn't realize it until I was in the library. I thought there was a fat stalker behind me. You know, I was at the Columbia Stacks where they filmed Ghostbusters. I'm like... That bastard's fast. Librarian comes out. Shh, you're disturbing everyone with your asthma. My ex-girlfriend stabbed me. I grabbed the knife out of her hand, threw it on the ground. She had another knife. See, that's the problem with knife sets. I'm telling you, and people asked, the questions they asked were unbelievable. I thought these people were sane. I had 4 different women asked me the same question. What did you say to make her stab you? There's something you can say that'll justify a woman stabbing you twice? Shouldn't they teach that to children so they don't get stabbed? It's like, hey Johnny, here's a list of things you should never say. Because if you say them, people will stab you. And stabbing hurts. It's crazy, man. I grew up with the love songs of the 80s, though. I mean, how can you blame me for being terrified of relationships, man? You ever hear the love songs of the 80s? If you actually wrote the words out in a letter, you'd be a stalker. It's like, every breath you take, every move you make, I will be right here waiting for you. One way or another, I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna get you. Because I love you. Fucker. You got a knife set. Crazy. I don't know, man. My roommate used to bust on me about my shoes, too. I forgot about that, the breathing shoes. But don't get cheap shoes. I forgot to say this. Don't get cheap shoes. I'll tell you why. You put cheap shoes on your feet, That's like putting your car on bad tires. You're going to have health problems. You are. The first week you're going to be like, oh my God, they're giving me corns. Oh, second week, scoliosis, that was quick. Third week, syphilis, Jesus. A month later you're on the subway, excuse me, do you have the time? I'm not a freak, the shoes made me this way. Ding, ding. Now I got a kid on the way, okay? Thank you. I got a kid on the way. And it was a mistake, thank you. I'm not pregnant, sir. What country are you from? That explains it. No, it was a mistake, and I was worried. I was like totally in denial. I'm like looking at the pregnancy test, and I'm like, honey, 2 out of 3. Try the low. Don't I have to pee on it? We're both making the baby. I'll tell you one thing I'm going to do, though. I know I got to protect my kids from one thing in the city. It's the rats. They're like the gators in Florida. They're going to chew the kid's arm off if you let them out. Be careful. I couldn't believe how big. I'm from upstate. I didn't know what they were. I'm like, what the? What the heck are beavers doing in the street? New York has a beaver problem? I'm going to have to set like beaver traps. It's the only time I ever saw my cat scared. I'm like, go, kill him, go. He's like, screw you, buddy. What do I look like, a puma? What, we had a fancy beast? Get the dog, he's an idiot. He's amazed every time you give him food. I'm telling you, he's got Alzheimer's. I stepped on one of these rats by mistake. I was running, and there was garbage bags, and 5 of them ran under my foot as I was coming down. There was nothing I could do, and I did not look very manly either, because it was really gross. It was like, whee! Like that. That wasn't the scary part. Scary part was he got up. Yeah, and he didn't run either. In fact, he didn't even limp. He turned around, he's like, oh no, you didn't just step on my back. Thank you guys. You guys have been wonderful. No drugs. She had no drugs. Past a 10-pound kid. I was wasted. But you have to be when you're there. I mean, I was right there going, I can't look at the stain. She just had a 10-pound baby come out. How the fuck am I ever going to please her now? Yeah, in New York you're poor, right? You start out with like no furniture. You just have the mattresses. You don't have the bed frame, right? You save up some money, you get the headboard and shit. You develop over time. Eventually you have a dresser, no crates. I mean, I was so broke when I moved here, man. I was trying to buy everything at the dollar store because it was the only place I could afford anything, I walk in, I'm like, yeah, you have a couch? How's it going, man? What do you do? That's it? Oh. Cool. What do you do? Are you fucking retarded or what?
I work for the Department of Education. So, no.
This motherfucker works for the Department of Education and he can't pay attention in class.